Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy RJ Game News USA here, back today with another video. And today we're going to be doing a review of Dutton Ranch Season 1. So stick around. We're going to react to somebody else's review. I'm going to give my thoughts on the show myself as well. We're going to listen to Rama Screen's clip about it. So maybe I can hear what somebody else is saying and bounce off of that a little bit. So, stick around, sub, and we're going to check out this clip. But first, let me explain something. I didn't expect to make this video today because I fully expected to click my television on and see episode 10 of Season 1 of Dutton Ranch. The problem is, there isn't. And, spoiler alert's coming. Just going to throw that out there. The end of Season 1, being when Carter is kidnapped, seemed like it was setting up for an epic season finale, potentially. Instead, they chose to make it a cliffhanger to go into Season 2 with, which was such a cliffhanger, I assumed the season was going to have at least another episode. That and being done after 9 episodes seems like an odd number. Thought we would get a 10th episode. We didn't. So I'm trying to get past that disappointment there and reassess the season for what we did get. And for what we did get, I thought the show was really good. I thought the show was a 9 out of 10. I don't think it hit quite the highs of Yellowstone. I still prefer shows like 1923. I still prefer 1883. But then Dutton Ranch would be the next best show. I think that it's pretty close to Landman as far as how much I liked it in Season 1. I think Season 1 of Landman might have been 9 episodes too, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. But I just like the familiarity of the characters. I mean, that's really where I start. It's just continuing that story. To me, this felt like the truer, better spinoff than Marshall's. Marshall's is a good show. I'd say this is like an 8 out of 10. Right, Madison's a decent show. That's like a 7.5 to me. And, like I said, stuff like 1883 and 1923 is like a 9.5. And, of course, Yellowstone proper is a 10. So as far as spinoffs go, this is about middle of the pack compared to the rest of them. But an excellent show. I don't suggest watching this without Yellowstone first and the context of Yellowstone. I would say the same. I think even Marshall's, to a degree, is even easier to pick up in Season 1 without any context of Yellowstone. Although I wouldn't suggest it. And I think a lot of the other spin-offs, like 1883 and 1923, feel pretty self-contained, but if you did watch the Yellowstone, you would get the Easter eggs and the references and figure out how to connect it, so you could watch it either way. But with Dutton Ranch, I would definitely highly suggest you watch the full series of Yellowstone first to get the full emotional impact. I suggest that even more now than with the prequels. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let Rami speak, and we're going to discuss, and I've also got some theories for Season 2 as well.
What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Paramount Plus new series, Dutton Ranch. Let's rock this. Ah yes, behold, yet another Yellowstone spin-off, number 1279. I'm kidding, of course. I lost count how many there are right now. Paramount keeps pumping them.
Well, I went through them. I mean, Breaking Bad hasn't done nearly as many spin-offs. Walking Dead may still have more spin-offs than Yellowstone. But when you got a popular franchise, you're going to find a way to monetize it forever these days.
Amount like crazy. I understand that a lot of you fans of this franchise would show the same love to the spin-offs only if they were handled by the guy who started it all, Taylor Sheridan. Well, Taylor actually only executive produces this one, but the mastermind is Chad Feehan, who previously gave us that historical biopic western, Bass Reeves. But I can assume that Chad is a big fan of the world and the characters that Taylor created, on top of the fact that when it comes to Western, Chad has an experience or two in this particular genre. Anyway, thanks to Paramount Plus for the advanced screeners, I've already watched the first 4 episodes of Dutton.
So, he's not going to talk about the entire show here, because he just watched the first 4 episodes. This is an older video, and that's okay. We might have another clip to insert here from a different person as well. But yeah, it is the modern day Western. I think Westerns that used to be really popular, I think they definitely made a comeback with Yellowstone, the modern day Western. You know, it goes along the same vibe of a Breaking Bad or an Ozark or shows like that I've really come to enjoy. You know, and I don't know if it's because I got older and that's what I got into. I mean, my God, I look like I dress like Scarface. Or freaking The Godfather right now. But I'm just saying, like, The Sopranos, stuff like that. I really got into that stuff as I got older. You know, crime and freaking crazy situations. You know, stuff like that. Compelling characters. And Yellowstone is definitely like that.
Dutton Ranch, and what is my overall verdict? While it is generally not considered fair to judge an entire show based on just the first 4 episodes, I can confidently declare that Yellowstone fans everywhere have nothing to worry about, because Dutton Ranch is just as good as the original. Hell, dare I say, I probably like this one a little bit better. I always liked the characters Rip and Beth, and so continuing to follow their journey, even if
I will say this. So I do find myself liking Rip and Beth even more than I used to. Like, in this show. Like, Rip I already always liked, and I'm just getting more confirmation how cool he is. Beth, I always consider Beth a bitch in Yellowstone. There would be times where I would root against Beth versus Jamie until I get the full context of why Beth is the way she was. And that's how the show wanted to set you up for it. But now Beth, I view her as nothing but a positive character that I enjoy. So, I mean, I like them as a couple, and they drive the show. Where I've had an issue with the show a little bit with some of the characters, I don't really like Carter all that much. I feel like he's pretty ungrateful for what Beth and Rip have done for him. I find him to be, I guess this is what teenagers are like, right? Just ungrateful, doing stupid shit all the time. And I don't know, maybe I'm seeing it from a different perspective because I have gotten older. Maybe in the past I would have been like, yeah, Carter, crash the party. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a scene in there where there's this huge like banquet dinner or whatever, and he comes out drunk with a bull head, and completely wrecks the party, throws up everywhere. And I look at that and go, dude, really? Like, I get secondhand embarrassed for Rip and Beth.
If they get plucked out of Montana and dropped into the heart of Texas, is no-brainer to me. And the story and the characters and the power struggle that writer-showrunner Chad Fian have set up for Rip and Beth in this first season is nothing short of intriguing. It definitely grabbed my attention, I tell you that much. As Beth and Rip fight to build a future together, far from the ghosts of Yellowstone, they collide with brutal new realities and a ruthless rival ranch that will stop at nothing to protect its empire. In South Texas, blood runs deeper, forgiveness is fleeting, and the cost of survival might just be your soul. Starring Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, Finn Little, Juan Pablo Raba, Jai Courtney, Natalie Allen Lynn, and Oscar nominees Ed Harris and Annette Bening. I believe there are a total of 9 episodes. Again, they only gave me the first 4, but there are a total of 9 in this first season, and each episode runs an hour long. And it's not procedural, it's a long story arc. And it's clear from the tone and the pacing and the dialogues that writer-showrunner Chap Thean doesn't deviate away from what you are familiar with. Except for the fact that the setting is now Texas, not Montana. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So you still get the same couple dynamics in which Rip and Beth lean on each other's quiet strength. They would say just a few words when necessary, but when they speak, it catches you off guard and keeps you alert. The words are eloquently put and calmly combative. Even in these first episodes, I can sense that they're building the situation up to a potential rivalry battle against the Jacksons, whose matriarch is played by the great Annette Bening.
And you do see that play out that way. I'll go ahead and end his clip now. There's the Jacksons, there's Beulah, who runs the ranch that Rip ends up being employed to, and Beth ends up being employed to. She's got an alcoholic son, and then she also has an adopted son. Spoiler alert, in the final episode of the season, the adopted son shoots the alcoholic son and kills him in the head. There's also, Beulah has a daughter, and this daughter and Carter, my favorite scenes involving them were, they had sex. She's hot. And, but I kind of expected her to be more bitchy and, use him more. And I kind of felt they were going that direction. But by the end of the first season, it seems like she legit actually cares about him. So I see some character arc and development there, potentially. There was also this old guy that Carter hung out with that the police shot and killed. They didn't really, go back to that or investigate what happened. The cops are corrupt there, obviously. They're doing drug deals involving the cows. And, one of the reasons Rip had to go work for them is the 10 Pedal Ranch is the cows had foot and mouth disease. And one of the most heart-wrenching scenes I ever seen, they had to corral all the cows up and Rip had to shoot them all, which absolutely was devastating. Horrendous scene that I never wish to watch again. I was almost just pissed that the scene even existed. But anyway, we do have one more clip here. This guy, it's Screen Rant, they're convinced that Dutton Ranch fixes Yellowstone's biggest problem. We're just going to listen to this clip, this part of the review, and discuss what the hell they're talking about.
Who loves and misses Yellowstone, but its appeal goes beyond that. It is stripped of the more frivolous and soap opera-like storytelling tendencies of the flagship. While Beth and Rip's love story is the show's backbone, it's rich with new narrative opportunities that could make the franchise more expansive.
Okay, they basically were saying that they dropped the soap opera aspect of it to a degree. I don't think that's necessarily better. I think Yellowstone's better than Dutton Ranch. Now, in Screen Rant's fairness, they did give Dutton Ranch a 9 out of 10. That's exactly what I gave it. And I highly suggest you guys check that out. And now, for the final piece of this video, my possible theories for Season 2. Since Carter was kidnapped by the cartel, maybe it's possible we could get a cameo by Casey Dutton here. Could he work with the Marshals from Montana, comes down to Texas? Maybe it's a phone call to help out. Whatever. He wants to help out his step-nephew, right? Could we see a crossover? Maybe. I don't know how successful Marshals was. Maybe it gets greenlit for Season 2. Dutton Ranch is the one that they decided to put exclusively on streaming services to boost up customers, and I think it did do that. And my understanding about Marshals is, since they put it on regular TV as well, did very well, tens of millions of viewers. So I think both shows can exist I'm not sure if they want to cross the universes so much. It's funny because if they cross the universes, that's just a continuation of Yellowstone. They broke it up for a reason. Why have one successful show when you could have two? That being said, Dutton Ranch is definitely the better of the two shows. No shade at Marshall's. Just saying, that's my preference. Dutton Ranch more fits in line with a Yellowstone sequel. Alright guys, well that's it for this review of Dutton Ranch. I look forward to Season 2 quite a bit. And you all let me know in the comments below, what did you think about Dutton Ranch? And until next time, this is your boy RJ signing out. Have a good one.